Hello and welcome back to my craft room. Well, I have been saying for several months now that I am going to make up some more slow stitches packs of scraps of fabric and trims and doodads that you can use in your slow stitching projects. So if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you may remember the slow stitches whatnot kits from last year, and many of you have made your own slow stitches whatnots. If you're new to the channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, I will link to everything I mentioned in the video. I will put a link in the description box so you can check it out if you're interested. When I made the slow stitches whatnot kits, I think I made up about 70 something, 75 or so, and they all went out within a couple of days. I was just blown away. And ever since then I've been saying I'll put some more packs together, but it's something it takes a really long time to do, an awful lot of space, and I just haven't got around to it. I just haven't managed to make myself get around to it. Anyway, I have now got 40 slow stitches packs. I'm going to show you some examples in a minute. They're going to be in my Etsy shop, and I'll put them in the Makers Market in our Discord community as well. I'm also going to show you a few just some examples of projects that you could make with these little packs. Now, annoyingly, I can't find my own whatnot. That sounds good, doesn't it? Which is really frustrating because I use it all the time. I'll probably find it the minute I stop. I'm still looking around thinking I'm suddenly going to find it dangling somewhere. And it was just lovely to think that, you know, there were whatnots all over the world. People were sharing pictures of their whatnots and everything. So now this time what I thought was I'll make up packs. I have accumulated quite a stash of fabrics and trims and things. Some I've had for years, hoarding. Some people have very kindly sent me scraps and things specifically to go in the kits, and it's taken me all this time to get around to doing them. It's fun to do, but it is quite a task. And what I've done this time is organise them into colour families. So each pack is one colour family. I'm going to show you some examples in a minute, and I'll show you examples of some of the things you could make with them. And I'll also link to videos that I've done showing how to make some of these projects and things, just to get you started if you want some ideas. We'll have a look at the packs first. These are going to be, if I haven't already said, I started once, went wrong, and I've started again, and now I can't remember what I've already said. They will be in my Etsy shop, and I will put them in the Makers Market in our Discord community as well. I'm going to send them tracked because I'm doing them through Etsy, and because I want to be on the safe side, I'm going to send them tracked delivery by Royal Mail. So it will be a 48-hour tracked delivery in the UK. I can send them worldwide, but obviously that's going to cost more in postage, but I'll talk about that later. Let's have a look at some of the packs. I've had enough looking at my Magenta. Let's go to my desk and I'll show you some of the packs. I've got 10 different colourways. I hope everybody else is going to like them as much as I do. I've already sent a couple of sample packs, the mixed greens one and the golden yellow and rusty orange one. I have sent some sample packs to Snoppy in our Discord, Karen, who very kindly agreed to be a guinea pig for me, and she's busy making some little things with them already, so I'm sure she'll share some pictures in Facebook and Discord. As regards packaging, I wasn't going to use any plastic, but I've decided I will use these just to make sure nothing gets damp in the post on the way. They will be in this plastic and then either in a card sleeve or box. I'm going to recycle packaging wherever I can. So you may get recycled squaller box with your fabrics in, for example. So it's not me being Scroogey, it's me trying to be as environmentally conscious as I can. Okay, so let me show you what you get in each pack. When people do these packs of scraps, sometimes people do them by weight. I didn't want to do that because I think it's misleading. It's not very helpful, because when you think about it, you know, so many grams of silk is going to be a lot more quantity than so many grams of calico. You know, they weigh very differently. I don't think weight is a terribly helpful measurement to me. I do know that the pack with the packaging that it's in was about 250 grams to work out the postage. But obviously that's not all fabric, that's also the packaging. So what I've done is I've thought about it in terms of the space it would cover. What you've got here is a mixture of lots of different types of fabrics. If I laid them all out together, they'd cover at least a half a metre, but obviously you couldn't go and buy a half a metre of all of these different types of fabric. I've tried to include lots of different textures. They're mostly cottons and silks. There are some synthetics in there, and you know, the oddities like this. You'll get, so in the purple, you'll get everything from this kind of very reddish purple. Our camera's not going to completely do it, but it's not too bad, to this one, which is almost blue. It's not as blue as it looks on camera. It's definitely more purple than it looks on camera, that's all I can say. So yeah, it's equivalent to about half a metre. There's about, I counted up a few random packs, and it was between 50 and 60 pieces. The pieces go from sort of this size, is probably about the smallest, up to the biggest would be like a 6-inch or 15 centimetre square. But I went for variety, so rather than give you a few bigger pieces, I've given you lots of smaller pieces, because for most of us with slow stitching, that's what we want. We want the variety. With the trims, it depended on how much I had, but again, so some packs have got more in than this, of the trims. Basically, there's at least 3 meters of trims there, but again, you couldn't buy 3 meters of them of small pieces, could you? So it's nice to have the variety. And then with the threads, about 8 meters, which is the equivalent of one skein of surrounded cotton. So you've got the equivalent of a skein of cotton, say 3 meters of trims to be on the safe side, say half a meter of fabric, and then I've also put in a little mixture of seed beads, or glass beads, sequins. These are shisha mirrors. If you get these in your, but I think I've put these into most of the packs, be aware that there's a little film that once you've done your stitching, or I did it before I did my stitching actually, you take it off, because otherwise obviously it's quite dull. This is just there to protect it until you use it. So make sure you take the film off, otherwise you're going to think, oh, it's a bit murky. So it's just, there's all sorts in here, just a kind of a mixture of things you can use it in your slow stitching. Put that back, put them to one side, and we'll go through the fabrics. I happen to keep these fairly orderly, so I don't have to repack them too much in a minute. But I probably will anyway. Okay, so let's just go through the fabric. So we've got, that's quite a heavy kind of, I think that's a synthetic probably, but it's a nice synthetic, you know. Right, I'm not going to talk all through these because it's a bit heavier, because we'll be here all day. I've got 10 packs. So they vary a lot in weight, texture, colour, but they're all essentially in the purple colour family. It's a lot of pieces of fabric. Once you start to go through them, you realise. My son was here yesterday, Tom, helping me to take photos of them, and as I started going through, he said, wow, it's a lot more than it looks when you first pick up the pack. Lovely piece of silk, that one. I love that. I might speed this bit through. It's very difficult when you make up packs like this. You think, well, I know what I would like, but is it what other people would like? How would I feel if I'd bought this? Would I be happy with it? I think I would. In most of them, I think all of the packs, I've included just one kind of plain piece like this. Not always this colour, and just a couple of sort of bigger pieces like that. But mostly it's the smaller pieces. And I might as well talk about the prices as I go through these. So if I can manage to do this and speak at the same time. So the price per pack is £12.50. I think that's good value for what you get. And to be honest, for the amount of time that's gone into it. So I think that's, I hope everybody will agree that's a good price. There's postage on top of that. In the UK, it's going to be £2.50. It works out £2.50, and it works out £2.50 whether you have 1 or 2 packs in the UK. If you have 3 or 4 packs, you'll need to add an extra £1 for each extra pack. So the postage just get a bit less as you go along. And as I said, that's for tracked 48 hour. USA and Canada, I'll keep going through. I'll see if I can manage to keep going while I talk. In the USA and Canada and Australia and New Zealand, unfortunately the postage does get expensive, and I've decided I'm only going to do tracked delivery, because otherwise it kind of, you know, comes back on me if things don't arrive, and I just can't do that. Last time I kind of said, you know, once I've dispatched it, I've got proof of postage, I can't be responsible if it doesn't arrive with you. But nevertheless, there were a couple that there was a problem and I had to chase it up, and it was fine, it was all resolved, but nevertheless I just think I'm going to just go with tracked delivery, and I can totally understand if that's prohibitive for some people. It's just frustrating that the postage is so expensive. The postage for the States, unfortunately, is $10.50 for 1 pack. But then if you have multiple packs, it works out less per pack. So you have to add, I think it works out £3 extra per extra pack. With Australia or New Zealand, it's $11.50 for 1 pack, and then add £3 extra per pack. It's around that. I'll make sure I get it exactly right on the Etsy shop, but I just haven't got the figures in front of me, stupidly, at the moment. Yeah, it is annoying that the postage is so much, but I just don't dare send it without sending it by... oh, look at that pretty piece. I just can't risk it. That's the trouble. Yeah. You'll see some repeats, like that one we've got twice, but lovely piece of wool there. This is the fabric I use for the stem of my velvet mushroom. Is that okay? More wool, cotton. So we've got wool, cotton, silk. We've got a few synthetics in there, like that one. They're all quite nice, interesting synthetics, you know. So there we go. You can see. I don't know if anyone's been counting as I go along, but yes, it's quite a few pieces. I just counted. I didn't count every single pack, but about the same amount was going into each one, and they were sort of over. They were all over 50. I think one of them even went slightly over 60 pieces. So yeah, it is a shame about the postage, but I think if you had more than 1 pack, it doesn't work out so bad. But yeah, totally understand if it's prohibitive for some people. So there we go. That is the purple pack. No particular order. The next one that's come up is this teal colourway. This is so pretty. This is one of my favourites, actually. Quick look at the little package before we go in. Whoops. So very much depended on what I had. Obviously, I've got more beads and things with this one. More of the little kind of glass beads with this one. Couple of butterflies, some of the shisha mirrors. Again, the 8 meters of thread ish. I won't bother unbundling all the trims, but you can see the kind of thing you've got there. The length of the trims varies from some of the short. I didn't put very short bits, but some of them, like that one, that's quite short. That's probably around the shortest I've gone, and some of them are as much as probably no more than the foot, because I just think you just want small pieces for the most of the slow stitching projects that I enjoy anyway. And I'm just going to quickly scoot through the through the fabrics. Silk, batik. That's like a cotton with a glittery print on. Cotton, silk, metallic print cotton. It's got metallic thread running through it. It's a soft cotton, lovely batik cotton. It's such beautiful fabrics. Some of them, as I say, I've had for years. This one I made a patchwork with back in the late 70s, early 80s, and it's quite hard to let that go. That's quite... And some have been sent to me by people specifically for some very kind friends of mine on Discord sent me scraps and trims and things. Jackie for one, Granny Sue, Ali, Jackie's sister Ali sent a lot of trims and things specifically for making up kits, and you know, it's lovely. I have kept some myself, but I don't need the amount that I've got, so it'll be nice to think of other people being able to make good use of these and be inspired by them, hopefully. Now this is, a lot of these are recycled and vintage and stuff, so like there you can see that's got some marking on it. I don't know what that is, but none of it's, you know, dirty or stinky or anything, you know. It's all nice. I just think some of them, they get these kind of marks and things, don't they? So a lot of these are, not all, but a lot of them are reclaimed fabrics. Just quickly whiz through. I don't know if I've really got time in this video to show all of these, you know, perhaps it's a bit daft really. Oops, pretty. Got 2 layers there. When you put them on Etsy, you can put a video on Etsy and they encourage you to do so, but it's 15 seconds. I don't know how much you're supposed to be able to show people in 15 seconds. Beautiful. I love every single one of these fabrics. I just think there's such a lot you can do with them. The daft thing is I'd probably buy a pack like this myself if I saw it, even though clearly I don't need it. Oops, missed one. I think what I will do is timestamp this so that you can come, if you decide you want to buy a pack or a couple of packs or whatever, you can, and you say, oh, what was in that teal pack again? You can, if you look along the bottom or in the description box, whichever suits you, you'll be able to pick out the bit you want to have a look at and just skip straight to that on the video. That will probably make sense. Okay, so that's the teal. Neutrals, kind of warm neutrals. Again, the 8 meters of threads, your doodads, sprinkles, whatever you want to call them. Little suede leaf there. There we go. I love these. These are unusual. These little, they're sequins, but they're like wood grain sequins. Cute, isn't it? Little wooden cat, mother of pearl buttons. Yeah, just yeah. You get the drift. I'm going to say with this one, there's more trims here, just because I had more choice in this one, I think. So there'll be a good. So it's probably more than 3 meters worth there. It's a little bundle, and then again the two little bundles of fabric come off. Obviously you can use these as well. This is one of the tags you can stitch into or colour with dyes or whatever you want to do with it. Little quilted piece, cotton piece, silk. I'm not going to go through them all like I have been, it's going to take too long. So just interesting little different textures and things. Like velvety piece there, nice little print. There will be odd other colours in some of these, obviously that's going to happen when you've got prints. Pieces of fine cord and wool and stuff here as well. It's always handy. There's the sort of larger plain piece in this one is just a calico. I didn't think it was worth the space and the weight, taking up space in the pack with too much sort of plain background fabric or with batting. I thought about putting some batting in, but I just thought, oh, you can kind of get that anywhere, and a lot of people will already have it. I think the point of these kits is to have the different mixtures of colours and textures. I don't know if I mentioned, I'm going to call these slow stitching colour inspiration packs. Scrap packs. Slow stitching colour inspiration scrap packs. I love this one. I got a whole length of this fabric, and there's different colour stamps on it. I got it on eBay, thinking I might use it for my swaps. Yeah, so I've just cut out pieces in whatever to match whichever colourway. Velvet, silk. That's this one with all the sequins. That's part of a reclaimed garment. Velvet there. More velvet. It's this lovely quilted stuff. Quite hard to part with. Love this waffly stuff. Linen, prints, this sort of a wool. Furnishing fabric sample there. Some lovely ticking. Cotton. Oh, bit of trim went astray. Couple of plain cottons there. So yeah, good old mixture of textures and things. Pretty, isn't it? It is such a lot of work putting these together, but I tell you what, it's so satisfying when you see the pack all together. It's like, oh. And we've got the red pack. The camera's probably going to scream at this a little bit. Okay. So doodads. Oops. Got a lot of sprinkles there. I just had more things in certain colours, but where if there wasn't so much trims, what I've done is put more fabric in, so hopefully they all sort of represent the same kind of value. Threads, a lot of them have got, that one's got two different variegated threads in there. It's really fun using variegated threads. I love variegated. Good little bundle of that's probably about the shortest. That's quite a small piece of, that's a bit of fabric really. That would represent the smallest bit of fabric you're likely to get. There aren't many that small, or many pieces of trim that small either, but I still thought they were perfectly usable pieces. So another colour of stamp. Silks. So again, these are reclaimed clothes. This one's lovely in real life. This is not such a fire engine red as it looks there. It's a slightly more bluer tone of red. Yeah, that's annoying. It looks much nicer in real life. Don't think there's anything I'll be able to do to change it. Camera's not liking it very much. And it's got some lovely embroidery on it. Silk. Cotton prints. More of that. It's such a gorgeous red, that, not what it looks on the camera. I'm sort of stopping going through them all completely now, because I just think we're going to be here for hours, aren't we? But yeah, you can see what a huge variety there is there. That's the bigger piece in this one, and there's a background piece somewhere. It's probably on the back of this. Yeah, calico. I love this piece. Now it's a little bit marked because it is a reclaimed vintage piece of fabric. I absolutely love it. And there's just a little tiny piece of webbing, tiny piece of velvet, but really nice different textures to use in your slow stitched work. I have to show you all these, but I can't. I don't think there's time. Every pack's got 50 or 60 pieces in basically. We'll be here for hours, won't we, if I go through them all. I'm just going to give you a little peek at the kind of thing, and then if you buy one, you'll get a nice surprise when you go in, won't you? See what you've got in there. Yeah. More prints under there. It's just it's loads, and I I genuinely think they're good value, and I think you'll be delighted when you get them. I know I would be. I can only kind of think, how would I feel if I got this? I just so wish I could send them worldwide without the postage costing so much. It is frustrating. That's red. And of course we have got the new swap starting soon, so watch out. Tomorrow I will be putting an intro video out. The swap doesn't start until the 1st of April, and we'll have a couple of months before we need to be sending our squares off. So there's plenty of time if you wanted to get some packs to make up your swap squares with. There's plenty of time. This one's green. I'm not going to take the doodads out this time. There's the bundle of trims, the threads. Oh, this one's got a little fancy doodad. And the 2 bundles of fabric. Oh, some of my favourite fabrics. So hard to let go of some of these. Most of the ones that I just love to bits, I've kept little bits of for myself. So, and I've got more than I can ever use. So it's really nice to make these up and to think about that other people will be inspired by them. Love this one as well. It looks absolutely nothing on the camera, but it's the most beautiful green, reclaimed fabric again. These reclaimed ones have all been washed and stuff, by the way. And I love the texture of it. I just love that. A piece of velvet there. Again, velvet, silk, cotton, linen, a few synthetics, cotton prints, just a mixture. So interesting one, that one. Oh, little sheep there. I used some of this sheep one in some of my swap squares last time. A few people might recognise that. Well, quite a lot of these will have featured in my swap squares. There we go. I'm just going to riffle through and give you a little peek, I think. As I say, we will be here all day otherwise. Lovely piece of linen on the back. There's the plain one this time. It's that grey and some of that plain green. You do need some plains, don't you? But that one looks like it should have been. Let's put him on the front. Okay, so that's green. Let's see the black and white one. Pack of doodads again. The threads. Oops. Bundle of trims which has come adrift. So this is black, white and grey basically. And again, lots of different. I love this one. I think there's a lot you could do with slow stitching with it. It's got twinkle in it. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. I have kept a couple of pieces of that for myself as well. Lovely heavy lace there. I've put in with the fabric instead of in there so it didn't get crumpled, I guess. Bit of black denim in there. Some twinkle. Again, that's quite a small piece, but a little goes a long way with that sort of fabric, doesn't it? There's some velvet. Prints again. Plain cotton. Silks. Love that one with the bees on. This is sort of forgotten what you call that, where you've, there we go, you've got like that velvet pattern on it with the twinkle in. Piece of wool. So that's one bundle. Here's the other bundle. Lace in there, it's quite nice. Fine cord. More lace, prints, velvet, silk. You can see, yeah, I think you can see enough. When I'm sending the one pack, the reason I've done this in 2 bundles is that I can put 2 bundles side by side and then lay this along the other way and get the whole thing in a large letter shape to try and keep the postage cost down. Otherwise, in fact, unfortunately, if I don't charge the postage, by the time I've paid for that and the Etsy fees, there's not a lot left. This is, now I've got two different shades of pink. This is the brighter pink, more sort of vibrant pinks towards kind of magenta. And then the other pink I've got is more of a soft pinks and peachy kind of thing. So again, there are two lots of thread, the doodads and the bundle of trims. Escapee. Some of them are quite, here we are, some quite little snippets again there, but again I think, you know, little goes a long way with these kind of little types of fabrics. Silk, cotton prints, more of a heavier reclaimed, some of these are reclaimed fabrics again. Silks, love this one. Again, you will get, here as an example, you'll get different colours within it, but essentially it goes with the vibrant pink pack. Silks, prints, sort of heavy upholstery velvet there, love that. So it's got some beading and stuff on it, got pretty. Gathered silk again, beautiful, love this, look at this. Heavyweight cottons there, plain calico piece, some very fine cotton. Here's the second bundle. Let's just give you a little flick. Well, I'm flicking this side and I'm missing some of the ones that are on that side, so there's a velvet and stuff there. It's, yeah. It just gives you an idea of what to expect really, and then some bigger pieces of this print here. I think for anybody who's just getting into slow stitching, these packs are a big godsend because it takes quite a while to build up a good stash of different textures and prints and colours and things. So this is the one I've just called this golden yellow and rusty orange, which isn't very catchy, but it kind of says what it is. There's the doodads again, the threads, bundle of trims, quite like this fibre. This one's a tiny little piece, but I just thought it'd be really fun to kind of couch down. So here's the fabric bundles. Again, you can see a lot of different texture, quite rough, not rough, but quite a textural velvet there. Love this woolen piece, love that. And then silk and another piece of that stamp, some upholstery kind of weight there. Lovely cotton prints, always a animal print velvet there. Been hoarding that for ages. Been hoarding this. I've had this for about 30 years. Very heavy upholstery weight. Cotton print, lovely gold lace with sequins, beautiful. More animal print. Silks, cottons, linens, some of the plain on the back. It's quite a broad kind of spectrum, this one, because there's everything from kind of a lemony yellow to a warm rusty orange, almost brown. I love the corduroy for slow stitching. A little piece of wool there. Tiny little snippet there, but these really, I'll show you in a second some of the ways you can use these tiny snips. One of the hazards of slow stitching, you never throw anything away, even your orts, which is your loose threads. There we go, quite big pieces there, big butterfly piece, but I love this print. Okay, so that is the golden yellow and rusty orange. I even managed to coordinate I made the little paper bags myself, I got a stash of them. and the tissue I save from packaging and stuff, so even managed to coordinate those colours. This is the blue, so there were kind of two blues there. There's the teal blue I showed you earlier on, and then this one is the more kind of true blue. I think I've called it true blues. Doodad pack, threads, trims. The tiniest bit is that one there, just a tiny amount of that, but you could just take it apart for the beads and use the beads. They're really pretty. Sort of funny quilted stuff here. Fun prints, really sort of coarse woven linen-y stuff, very fine prints. Love these, love these. There's another piece of that fabric I was doing that patchwork all those years ago. Beautiful, beautiful fine cotton, some of these, and I love this one with the texture through it. Beautiful, beautiful. Silk there. That's another one I've had for a long time. I just love it. It's got real sentimental value, and it's actually really quite hard to part with stuff like that, isn't it? I think we're all the same. Lovely heavyweight, kind of interesting texture fabric there, and a fine cord and more prints. But yeah, it's easier to part with them when you know that they're going to go to people who love this kind of thing and will do something gorgeous with it. Just that's like a fine silky stuff, some kind of silk chiffony stuff. I don't know what it is. It's got an interesting texture, that one. Again, splashes of other colours, but they go with the general theme. Beautiful. Oh, it's almost making me think, you know, should I just keep them? Should I just keep them all? If you don't want to buy one and you've got loads of stuff already, it's just really fun, isn't it? Makes yourself a little coordinated kit. A piece of wool there, fine wool. That's another coordinating fabric with that one that I've had, that I did the patchwork years ago. Little rosebuds, so sweet. So that's blue. I've got one more. This is the other pink one. So this is the peachy pink one. So there's the doodads for this one. Here's the trims. You can see I had a bit more trims to choose from in this one. Here's the threads. And here are the fabric bundles. A couple of the pieces of trim seem to have ended up there as well. Silks, reclaimed Indian fabrics, little prints, little pale pink needle cord. This one's a bit different. This is quite a silky feeling. I think it's a synthetic, but it's got this gorgeous flower, which I thought would be lovely to slow stitch into if you put something on the back of it, a bit of batting on the back, something to give it a bit of body, or even onto a piece of the plain calico or something. Just think it would be lovely to do some thread painting on. Excuse me. Little printed needle cord there. Cotton prints, silks. Love this piece of lace here. There's a couple of plain pieces. And then, oh, I love this, so pretty. And again, a mixture of, we've got needle cord there, a real velvety feeling needle cord. Cotton prints, linens, silk pieces, some of the plain. You get the drift. I have been going far too long. I was going to show you some of the things you could make with it. I haven't really got time, but I'm going to heap some of them on the desk now, and I'm going to link up to some of my own tutorials and things I've done on the channel over the last few months, using little snippets like this. This is our Snoppy, who's road testing a couple of scrap packs for me now. Made me this beautiful bag, absolutely beautiful bag. I absolutely adore this bag. I've got some wools and stuff stored in it at the moment. It's got pockets in here. It's amazing. I just love this bag. She sometimes sells these bags in the Makers Market in Discord. Just such a good value for the amount of work that goes into these. But the reason I've got it with me now is to show you that you can see she's used some quite small pieces, some bigger, some smaller, all different textures. This wool, there's a velvet there, cotton prints, all sorts of beautiful fabrics in here, all different textures. One of the things that makes it so lovely is that mix of all the different kinds of blue. Look at the little embroidery there. All the different kinds of blue, all the different textures of fabric. Look at it. And she's used little pieces of trims there. Some trim very similar to this has gone into some of the kits, so you can stitch in little bits of ribbons and stuff, even quite small scraps. So that's one kind of thing you can do. This is my scrappy string quilt. I'll link to that series where I just used the tiniest little strips of fabric and little odds and ends of trims and stuff, and just arrange them diagonally and then pieced all the squares together. It's much easier to do than it looks, so I will link to that series as well. Here's another one. This is just a Kawandi style piece that I made into a wrap to keep my art supplies in, and you can see again these kind of small pieces of fabric all put together. So, you know, with that you could do something. You could get something like this effect with, say, a green pack and a purple pack. You could do something like this. Just use the vibrant pink pack, say. There's enough, like I say, it's equivalent to about 1/2 metre of fabric. So even allowing for a bit of overlap and stuff, you know, you've got plenty there. Here's a bit of Manx quilting that I tried. Again, you can use fairly small pieces for that. This is my version of the Sew for the Soul book, which I did in 2021. Here's some of that fabric I was saying about that I've had for so long, and I actually incorporated here the patchwork I'd started to do many years ago. Little bits of trims and stuff. You can see I'm not going to go all through this because I've done it before. I will link to this actually. I did do a video flipping through this, so I'll link to that. And you can see how you can layer a lot of these fabrics are in the kits. Yeah. Loved this one, weaving them together. Yeah. So what I will do is, I just haven't got time to do it now. I've just been waffling on too long. I will Suffolk puffs. You could do Suffolk puffs with those pieces. I will link to all of the things that I've kind of shown here and talked about. I will link in the description box. And of course, we have got the next Great Big Little Stitchery swap coming up. It will be starting on the 1st of April. I will do an intro video about that tomorrow, so watch out for that. If you've joined in before and you want to swap again, I'll be coming up with an optional theme again. Or if you want to join in for the first time, I'll do an intro video separately about all of that, telling you what you need to do. But you can use the teeniest of scraps to make your little swap squares. This is the cover I made. It's a kind of a bit like the Victorian crazy patchwork idea. Again, using all teeny weeny little scraps. Some of these hexagons have gone into the packs, I think. And here are some of the beautiful squares that other people sent me. And you can see how you can make really good use of these tiny pieces of fabric to create these little squares. Well, seeing the bird reminds me, I'm sure Jackie won't mind me showing you this. I bought this from Jackie in the Makers Market, her little bird. I did do a Scrappy Birds video as well. I'll link to that as well, how to make little Scrappy Birds and the template and everything. I will link to the Whatnot as well. This isn't the official Whatnot, but It's just kind of was there to remind me. So I just so love this. I use it, you can see I use it all the time. This little one that Debbie made me. The great thing was that she put the pearly buttons on even though she's got a phobia about them. She did that for me. That's sweet. So yeah, you can use these little scrap packs for all sorts of things. Yeah, that'd be okay for a thumbnail, wouldn't it? Yeah, there we go. So that went on and on and on. Sorry. But I'm very excited about my scrap packs. I have got 40 ready to go, 10 different colourways, more of some than others. It is such a mammoth task. I'm not sure how soon I'll be doing another lot, so if you do want them, grab them now. I'm sure at some point I will do some more, but it won't be any time soon. This is going to be it for a while. So yeah, so I hope people are going to like them. I'm quite proud of them. I like them. I'm dying to see what Karen does. Snobby does with her pack. She had a green and the golden yellow and rusty orange one, and she'd already started working with some of the greens, I believe it was, during the live stream last night. She shared some pictures. Oh no, we can't. I've got to stop. I was going to say we can have a look. No. So watch out in Discord, and I'll share them in Facebook as well when she posts some pictures. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that little peek at my new Slow Stitchers Colour Inspiration scrap packs. I will leave links to everything below, including my Etsy shop, where you can go and grab a pack for yourself if you would like to. Some of the projects that I'll link to, like the Scrappy Birds for instance, I have done templates for. You can download them free. Well, you can choose to pay for them if you want to, but you can download them free. Basically, you need to make sure you set the price to naught to get them free. If I haven't already put the Whatnot template and instructions in there, I'll get that up on the Gumtree as well. But anyway, all the links will be in the description box. Thank you very much. If you're still here, this is a much longer video than I meant it to be. If you're still here, thank you very much for sticking with me, and I will see you again really soon. Next video will be all about the swap. Great big little stitchery swap coming soon.